Good morning, Fort Collins. This is Patrick Sukup with Sukup Real Estate Services coming at you with your bi-weekly analysis of the Fort Collins real estate market. The parameters on this are homes that are not new construction, existing builds between 0.1 and 3 acres. Not a condo, manufactured home, modular home. So take that into consideration when these are the numbers that I'm providing you. But we've been doing this analysis over the last couple of years, really just trying to keep our finger on the pulse. And now more than ever, it's important to watch certain pieces of data and see what and how they're moving so that we know how to react and adjust to the market. Jumping in to the analysis. Well, we haven't really been able to show properties essentially for about 2 weeks because there was a lot of gray area, but all that being said, starting next Monday, looks like real estate agents are going to be able to start showing homes again. So for all the talk that has been, should you buy now? Should you sell now? Properties being withdrawn, that 100% increase that I saw from March to mid-May, from mid-February to mid-March, and then mid-March to mid-April. And I expect quite a few of those properties to come back onto the market. So even though we didn't see a huge decrease in average house or number of houses that came onto the market comparatively to years past, this number should still probably have been around 70 or more, closer to 80, 90. I've seen up to 100 during this time of the year. This is just the beginning of the spring selling season. A lot of people have been waiting to put their properties onto the market. And so I suspect in the next couple of weeks, there will be a substantial amount of properties come onto the market, especially once Monday rolls around and the stay-at-home transitions into a safer at-home policy and real estate agents can begin to show properties again. Moving down here to the median sales price is probably the next number that I thought was important to look at during this time. We've been stagnant around 400 to 425. We've touched up to 440 and 435 during 2 week stints, but really it's just been hovering around 425 for really the last almost 18 months. We're moving on a pretty flat line for that median sales price. So that price doesn't, say too much to me, except for prices are still strong. People are still absolutely interested in buying in Fort Collins, and interest rates being as low as they are allows that affordability factor, that monthly, purchase or that monthly mortgage to be affordable. Speaking of which, if you haven't talked to your lender, I've got a few that I really like working with, really good people, and would absolutely love making a connection. But if your mortgage is anything higher than a 3.7 or a 3.8, it might be worth having a discussion. Not many houses had home price changes. 163 active single-family houses for sale, so inventory a little bit of flatlined from last week. Again, we had, from what I was seeing, from every property that was coming onto the market, another property was either being sold or going under contract, in addition to properties being withdrawn. So really, again, that 160 houses should jump up, hopefully here in the next couple of weeks, to maybe close to 200, but by mid, July should close to be mid 200s, 250s for a healthy inventory comparatively the last couple of years. In reality, that could get all the way up to 600, and we'd still be closer to that 6 month supply, which is your historical healthy market. So we have a really long way to go for that inventory to make a difference, but right now it's still extremely compressed. One interesting thing that I saw was that the median days on market of only 37 for properties to have sold, those 52 homes had, the median days till sale was 37. In our analysis, like I said, it's only been going on for about 2.5 years now. but only one time has it been lower than that, and that was 35 days, May 16th of 2018. What that tells me is that probably there was a fair amount of amend extends. Hey, let's get this thing closed. Maybe they've gotten through the inspection, appraisal, and wanted to get that closing date moved up to secure the deal because of the uncertainty in the market. That's a theory. I don't necessarily see, when I was looking at last week, it was in the pipeline. A lot of these average day or median days on market was only 22. That's what I want to jump into next. Meaning that of the 163 properties that are on the market, they have an average of median of 22 days currently on the market. If and when those properties go on the market or go under contract at 22 days, they'll need about another 30 to 45 days to close. So that all being said, it jumped from 22 to 35. Again, more likely than not, because a lot of people aren't able to show properties. So a lot of these properties that maybe were on the market that weren't moving aren't getting the foot traffic that they need, and therefore sitting on the market just a little bit longer. The last thing that I wanted to just jump into was this supply and demand that we've just been keeping an eye on. Again, as we said, it just flatlined a little bit here this last month, but I do suspect that as soon as the stay-at-home order lifts, a fair amount of these houses that have been on the sidelines won't necessarily flood the market, but I would say there's going to be a fair amount that pop onto it with the ability to now show houses, and maybe people be a little bit more comfortable showing homes, allowing people into their house and everything like that. So in general, we're still really, really early for any type of telltale signs. I'm seeing houses come onto the market. I'm seeing houses go off the market, go under contract. Interest rates are extremely low. Inventory is still really compressed. So unfortunately, there's not as many houses to choose from, but hopefully the spring selling season comes to us sooner than later. And in general, it's a strange time, so I'm going to be keeping an eye on these statistics, more often than not, and hopefully this helps you with your decision and what you want to do and what you can expect from going onto the market and looking at buying and or selling.